Hey everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over the third and kind of like final strategy with the 955 strategy. If you watch the first video, you'll see the formula of setting up with the EMAs. If you watched yesterday's video, you would have seen that the recommended time frame that I did was an hour with using the 955 method. And today I kind of want to reveal the, kind of like the final step, which is, finding your kind of your entry points, which your entry points are pretty easy. It's whenever it crosses, but when to get out, and also some other techniques of using this strategy by just looking at the 955 moving averages. So this is going to be the last time I really talk about this strategy. It's a 3-part strategy, so it's important to know every step here. I felt like it was important to cut it up into 3 videos. But anyway, let me walk you guys through the process of how to improve your chances even more with the 955 moving average strategy. I did it on the hour and I made 25% on a trade. So when I set up my futures trade yesterday in the last video, this is what it resulted to by the end of the day. I made 25%, which was pretty good. And it's using the same exact strategy that I'm teaching you guys. So what you want to do is you want to use the 955 and you want to look at your RSI. Now you can do this 2 different ways. You can look, now like I said in the last video, you got to look for the cross, which this is where I got my 25%, was right about here, and I wrote it out to pretty close to here at the bottom before I sold, and I got my 25%. Now you can tell Bitcoin right now, it's trying, now you can look at both the RSI and what it's trying to do right now, and you can tell that where it crosses right here, you notice that it's a downtrend, and that's how I made my 25%. But you know, it's a downtrend, and it's going to continue to be a downtrend just by the moments where it crosses. And you can tell just by looking at the cross up here and the RSI that, it's going up now, but it looks like it's trying to go up, but it is not a uptrend until these 2 lines meet again. So when the lines meet again, I would do a long. Until then, you can't fool me. It is going a downtrend, and you can see that right here. Even though that it's tried to go up, you could tell that it's going to go back down. It's making an attempt to try and go back up, but it's not. It's going to go back down, my opinion. But even though you know this, even you know that it's probably going to go back down, I wouldn't do the trade right now because anything could happen. Remember, you always come in at the crosses or pretty close to it. Anything could happen. It could go back up. It could go up all the way. It could just be a fake out, or it could go back down. I wait for the crosses all the time. Whenever I enter, I wait for the cross. It has to be on the cross or pretty close to the cross. So, how do you make your judgment calls of when to exit? So, yesterday where it crossed right here, this is where I got it on my trade. So if we look at here, if we look at both the yellow line on the RSI and the purple line, when it's going into a downtrend, the yellow line has got to be moving down. When it's going into an uptrend, the yellow line is moving up. And the purple line right here has to be, if it's a downtrend, the purple line has to be below, it has to be below everything. So a signal here, and this is another step that I do. Use the RSI and the judgment of the cross to figure out other kind of moves. So what I mean by that is, what you want to do is on the hour, which I always look on the hour. So let's look at this one right here. What you want to do is you want to look at, let's do this one here, because hasn't closed yet. But you want to look at when it crosses. So we know that from this point on, it's a downtrend. So what you want to do is you want to look at your RSI, and you want to go to a earlier time frame. So let's just do the 5 minute. So some point of entries for me, since we know that it is a downtrend, I would wait for the moments when the purple line is pushing through the yellow line. And it's been directly pretty much going down, so maybe a bad example. But you want to look for the moments when the purple line is pushing down through the yellow line. So we got that right here. We see push down here. That would have been an entry right there. And we see it going up here, pushing down. We have a little brief moment here. And then we see another moment here where it's pushing down, this moment right here. So let's look at this for some other cryptos. Let's look at XRP and use this example. Okay, so with XRP, what we can tell is this hasn't crossed. It looks like it crossed, but it hasn't. You got to double check yourself here. But it crossed here, so XRP right now is in a uptrend. It's in an uptrend, but it might come into a downtrend pretty soon. But right now it is actually that's the 5 minute. Let's look at the hour. Let's look at the hour. We always want to look at the hour. We always want to look at the longer time frame. So from here, from this point, from May 16th, it has been a uptrend. And it looks like it's trying to go down and to go into a downtrend, but it's trying to bounce up. So anything could happen. But right now, it is a uptrend because the lines have not crossed down yet with the 955. So let's look at it through with the 5 minute here. And what we want to focus on are the moments when it's pushing up through the RSI. So we got a moment right here. This would be a moment to get in a trade right here. The purple line is pushing through. You look on the hour and you look at what the trend is, and then you go to a shorter time frame, and then that's when you enter. So we know that it's an uptrend. We want to focus when the purple line is pushing through. So that would be this moment right here would be a trade. So you know exactly when to come in because you know it's an uptrend, and you pretty much know when to get out because the purple line will start. When the purple line starts kissing the yellow line again, that's when you need to get out. So let's see, that was an uptrend. You got a brief one right here, and then you got a moment right here. So you got a moment right here where it starts the uptrend, which is right here. That was a good gain. So anyway, that's what you do with doing it with futures. Let's look at the stock market real quick and see if we can notice any similarities. Okay, so with the stock market, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, what I would do personally with the stock market is focus on the video within, just follow when it crosses. Do that first. This extra step is just an extra step, but I would do the moment that they cross because you can just get good results doing it that way. But for the sake of this video, do it the same way. With SPY right here, it's been in an uptrend since here. It has not closed the 955. In fact, it probably will continue. It'll probably keep going up. My guess is it's going to start to go down a little bit, but still, look at the distance between these two. It's probably going to still keep going up. So, knowing this fact, if you go to a shorter time frame, and you focus on all the moments where the purple line pushes through, like right here, this would be a moment to get in. See it pushing through here, so this would be a moment to get in. And I think that was the end of it. Oh, there's a moment right here. purple line pushes through, and that would have been a good one right there. So that's kind of the way to do it. You look at the RSI and you look at both the purple line and the yellow line, and whatever direction it is on the longer time frame, you focus then on the shorter time frame, like the 5 minute, and you look for the moments when the purple line is pushing through that line, whether it go up or down, and that will give you a better idea of when to enter, when to exit. But most important is to come in, really just to come in when it crosses, but just to use this strategy for to find a good exit point. But definitely do it when it crosses. That's my recommendation. Anyway, that's kind of what I do to do this strategy. That's how I enter, that's how I exit, and that's how I made the 25% yesterday. I did it on the hour. I did Bitcoin on the hour. I came in when it crossed. I went to work. I did my job, and at the end of the day, by the time I got done with my job, I had my gains. 8 hours worth of just waiting. I got my gains. So today I'm actually going to be doing the strategy with the stock market. So I'm actually going to be looking at the stock market and seeing how well it does, and if there's any good entry points for me. If I do, I'll make a video tomorrow to tell you my results. If I found a good point to get in today, but if I do, I'll make a video about it tomorrow. But anyway, other than that, this is probably the last time I'm going to be talking about the 955. I definitely recommend this strategy. I had to cut it into 3 parts because I wanted everybody to kind of really understand the process. But anyway, if you guys like this video, if you like this strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.